This week we have Dancer's Pick, and I'm really excited about it. I picked the song Shape.
Good evening. My name is Laterica Deshae Griffin, and I am here today to give you a brief oral overview of my position paper, which deals with the topic of young children, along with infants and toddlers with learning disabilities, the issues and challenges that they face in early childhood education. Many young children, including infants and toddlers, all over the world today are struggling and are having a very critical and complex time when it comes to academic learning and or learning academically on an appropriate grade level, meaning that these particular children, including infants and toddlers, may require learning deficits such as reading and writing deficits, problems with acquiring the proficient knowledge of math skills, lack of memorization of retelling important and major events from a literature based story, and trouble with following the classroom instructions and implicit and concrete directions from his or her teachers. Learning disabilities is considered to be a very broad, significant, and wide ranging issue, not only in the world today, but also worldwide. Previously, it challenges that young children, along with infants and toddlers, ranging from infants, toddlers, pre-K, the pre-K stage to third of young children, they have to deal with and face those particular issues which are present in schools all over the country as of today. According to research, studies and research experts indicate that an estimate of approximately 6 to 10% of the school age population, which includes infants and toddlers, acquire specific learning disabilities within the United States today. Also, according to research, studies indicate that more than nearly 40% of young children, along with infants and toddlers, who are enrolled in special education classes suffer from vast and or major or majority learning disabilities as well. Furthermore, these particular children who acquire learning disabilities, including infants and toddlers, play a huge and challenging role within their lives. The reason being is that today, many experts, early childhood educators, and also scientists all over the world today want to signify and differentiate between the exhibiting exemplary academic achievement versus their overall intellectual intelligence based on their way of utilizing their cognitive skills. Then, many young children, including infants and toddlers, typically face these rigorous issues and or symptoms that affect five primary main general areas of learning that affect them to an educational extent academically. These are the particular five primary main general areas of learning that affect young children along with infants and toddlers with learning disabilities on an academic basis. Number one, spoken language, delays, disorders, and deviations in listening and speaking. Number two, written language, difficulties with reading, writing, and spelling. Three, arithmetic, difficulty in performing arithmetic operations or an understanding of basic concepts. Last but not least, number four, reasoning, difficulty in organizing and integrating thoughts. Number five, memory, difficulty in remembering information and instructional methods and materials. Also, there are symptoms that are associated with young children along with infants and toddlers with learning disabilities, such as poor performance on group tests, difficulty discriminating between size, shape, and color of various objects, difficulty with temporal or time concepts, distorted concept of body image, reversals in writing and reading, general awkwardness, poor visual, motor coordination, hyperactivity, difficulty copying accurately from a model, and also slowness in completing work.
That was incredible. All right, no, I'm saying do it.
When it comes to the viewing position of this particular topic description, many young children, along with infants and toddlers, have to deal with various issues and challenges on a day-to-day basis when it comes to them achieving in early childhood education, as well as mastering and excelling and performing academically on early childhood educational assessments. The reason being is that due to the fact that they are not able to obtain the same high quality and effective education as many other normal children. Meaning that these particular children need extra help and guidance from their teachers because they cannot grasp the academic curriculum and instruction and methods and materials that are implemented by their teachers. Also, these young children are not able to utilize their own unique way of thinking and putting the academic curriculum instructional methods and materials to their own particular use in order for them to excel on an academic basis.
Well, if they can make it through tonight's elimination, they're going to need your votes to survive next Monday's cut and compete next Tuesday, of course, for the Mirror Ball Trophy.
Furthermore, many young children, including infants and toddlers with learning disabilities, can and or will accumulate and or acquire several severe and traumatic causes of learning disabilities. So this particular position paper focuses and examines on three main severe and traumatic causes of learning disabilities that young children, including infants and toddlers with learning disabilities, acquire throughout the first years of birth or throughout their childhood. So the three main severe and traumatic causes of learning disabilities that young children, along with infants and toddlers, accumulate and acquire are the following. We have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, which is also known as ADHD. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder is a neurologically processed brain disorder that is marked by extensive nerve and brain patterns of inattention and or hyperactivity impulsivity that interferes with functioning or development of the brain. Also, this particular disorder is most commonly in young children as well. Symptoms that are associated with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder: fidgeting and squirming in their seats, leaving their seats in situations when staying seated is expected, such as in the classroom or in the office, run or dashing around or climbing in situations where it is inappropriate, being unable to play or engage in hobbies quietly. Dyslexia. Dyslexia is the most common, significant, and specific disorder that is considered a language-based disorder. This particular language-based disorder is included within the characteristics that follows by having difficulties in single-word decoding that usually reflects the usage of phonological processing abilities. Also, it deals with the development of sensory disability impairment as well. Common disorders associated with dyslexia are direct dyslexia. Direct dyslexia refers to the ability of the individual to read words out loud correctly, but not comprehend what he or she has just read. Dyslexia affects young children who acquire poor sight word vocabularies and will rely on using time-consuming word or task skills, such as a phonetic approach to decode words effectively. Dyslexia with dysgraphia. Dyslexia with dysgraphia is a condition that young children have when they cannot grasp word meanings and integrating the sounds of letters. Last but not least, we have dyscalculia. Dyscalculia is a particular disorder that young children have when it comes to solving arithmetic and or math problems. which involves recognizing numbers and symbols, memorizing facts, and aligning numbers properly. Common disorders associated with dyscalculia, basic number fact disorder. Basic number fact disorder is when young children have problems memorizing and retaining basic arithmetic facts such as the answers to 8 minus 2, 7 plus 1, or 12, and or 728 and 2. Calculation disorder. Calculation disorder is when young children have major problems solving numbers or quantities. Mathematical estimation disorder. Mathematical estimation disorder is when young children seem to have a problem that deals with the impaired sense of number size. So as I did extensive and further research, overall, there were two categories. One category was the people who did not agree with young children, including infants and toddlers with learning disabilities, would not be able to excel, amass, or be promoted to the next grade level because of their specific disorder. On the other hand, the remaining people, which were the remaining 20% of the people, highly disagreed. They felt that once those particular children can get the strength, the motivation, and determination to put these particular disorders that which they have accumulated and acquired and are struggling with aside, that they can and will be considered as high or overachievers, and that they can get the same high quality education along with other normal educated children who do not have specific learning disabilities. Therefore, based on the summarization of the points and providing a plan of action that is within my capacity to do pertaining to this particular position paper based on this particular topic, young children, including infants and toddlers, are very different in various ways, meaning that when it comes to them learning on their own as individuals and obtaining the appropriate academic information, some can acquire and gain the effective and proficient knowledge and comprehension of the academic curriculum and instructional methods and the materials on their own. But on the other hand, the other remaining young children may have to have extra help and guidance, as I said before, from their teachers, because it will or may prevent them from gaining a knowledgeable understanding and comprehension based on the academic curriculum and instructional methods and materials that was rendered and are delivered from their teachers. To conclude, if early childhood educators, school administrators and directors and parents, if they do not come together and provide a specific academic plan of approach that will enable these particular children, including infants and toddlers, to succeed, then these particular children, along with infants and toddlers, will always struggle with this particular barrier in front of them. And so my plan of action for early childhood educators, school directors, administrators, and parents to utilize with young children, including infants and toddlers with learning disabilities in early childhood education, is as follows. Taking the time to listen to them as much as you can, really try to get their message through. Looking for and encouraging their strengths, interests, and abilities, helping them to use these as compensations for any limitations or disabilities. Rewarding them with praise, good words, smiles, and pat them on the back as often as you can, letting them know that they are doing a good job and that they will succeed and will be promoted to the next appropriate grade level. Accept them for what and who they are and for their human potential for growth and development. Be realistic in your expectations and demands. Help them to correct their errors and mistakes by showing or demonstrating what they should do. Take them to libraries and encourage them to select and check out books of interest. Have them to share their books with you.